Championship versus Johnny Gargano's NXT career.
Andrade has already defeated Gargano 3 times. No one would be happier to remove Gargano from NXT than Zelina Vega.
Topping suicide by Candice LeRae on Vega.
Now it's down to Gargano and Almas.
So talented, so skilled, so much heart and determination. Oh! And Almas wipes out the referee with the elbow. The Gargano escape.
There's no official.
We are one tap out away from crowning a new NXT champion.
Like this.
Come on!
Oh my God! Andrade Cien Almas remains NXT champion. Johnny Gargano's NXT career is over. While the NXT universe in Atlanta is chanting its favorite 3 letters, many of them are still trying to come to terms with the fact that we now live in a world where Johnny Gargano is no longer an NXT superstar. He is Nigel, he is Percy, I'm Mauro, and we would be remiss if we did not wish the heart and soul of NXT, Johnny Gargano, all the best in his future endeavors. But Nigel, someone once told me the show must go on.
Absolutely, and the guy who closed the show on Johnny Gargano last week, the ever-confident NXT champion Andrade Cien Almas, will be here tonight with his business associate Zelina Vega. No doubt the braggadocious Almas will be rejoicing in ending the NXT career of Johnny Wrestling here tonight.
Once again, it is time to bear witness to a veritable phenomenon, the Velveteen Dream Experience.
And look, I've said it before, this guy's got it all. He's got charisma, he's got some look.
contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C., weighing in at 227 pounds, the Velveteen Dream.
Well, the one thing that he doesn't have is championship gold around his waist, but he's going tonight against a former champion, the former United Kingdom champion, Tyler Bate, which will be a big test for this young man.
Look, the Dream doesn't have gold just yet. I'm telling you, man, look at this guy. He is an absolute star.
Dream wanted Aleister Black to say his name because in some twisted way, he respected the Dutch Destroyer. And together, well, they were voted the 2017 NXT Rivalry of the Year. It doesn't appear the Velveteen Dream holds the same respect for the young prodigy, Tyler Bate.
He certainly doesn't, because he took umbrage to the fact that Tyler Bate mentioned him by name in an interview, and that's why this match is happening now.
How ironic is that? Someone actually said Velveteen Dream's name, and he took umbrage to it, as you said, Mr. McGinnis.
Oh
dear.
Easy.
Tyler Braxton's going to need a little bit of fresh air.
This guy is well on his way, man. He's racked up a string of wins lately, knocking off Cash's 0-0 at TakeOver Philadelphia a couple weeks ago. No way, Jose.
He started his career right here in NXT with a great attitude, coming in the Performance Center at all hours. But since he's had success, he's developed a sight and title attitude.
And his opponent, from Dudley, England, weighing in at 175 pounds, Tyler Bate.
It was over a year ago already that Tyler Bate won the inaugural WWE United Kingdom tournament, becoming the first WWE United Kingdom champion, and had an amazing trilogy, including the 2017 NXT Match of the Year with his compatriot Pete Dunne. But Bate, well, he hasn't exactly been tasting much success lately, and tonight he really needs to bring his A game if he's to get back on the winning track.
Well, this is a man who's always on his A game. You're right, he felt short recently, but I mean, you just keep fighting, you keep persevering. And if Velveteen Dream does not respect Tyler Bate right now, I have the feeling by the end of this match, he will.
Well, both these men are of a similar age, but obviously it's clear as day, a huge size difference there. Bate giving up a good, I'd say, 3 or 4 inches, 30 to 40 pounds. But Bate's got that low center of gravity, great athletic background, gymnastic background, and he's also got bop and bang.
But keep in mind, too, we've seen Tyler Bate knock off bigger men before.
Feeling out process.
Look at that, beautiful
Velveteen
single leg.
Dream with the ankle pick. Now the arm wringer on Tyler Bate. NXT Universe. The dual champs.
Beautiful escape to the wrist lock of his own.
Look at the technician at work,
Yep.
Tyler Bate.
Shades of the old Johnny Saint there, and the old as in classic, not the old as in older.
Of course, a student of the British style of sports entertainment. It's so many luminaries emanating from the United Kingdom, and Tyler Bate.
Oh, there we go again, a bit of Johnny Saint.
Ahead, and Velveteen Dream taking the bait.
Ross Abbott.
Backdoor escape by Bate.
Oh, beautiful. Flirts the leg, and there's the schoolboy cross buttock.
Drop kick by Bate on the Velveteen Dream. And the Velveteen Dream, apoplectic by the way this matchup against Tyler Bate, first time ever, is going down so far.
On March 6th, interact, engage, and be a part of this once-in-a-lifetime experience. It's the WWE Performance Center All Access. Go behind the scenes and meet your favorite superstars.
Would any of you like to be my tag team partner?
Cut a promo.
Because you know what? It's gonna be mine.
Make an entrance, and so much more.
This is the best experience of a WWE event I've ever had.
the WWE Performance Center All Access. Tickets are available.
The most athletic and charismatic superstars in WWE compete in live mixed tag team action.
WWE Mixed Match Challenge, live Tuesdays on Facebook Watch.
We're back with this first time ever matchup between the Velveteen Dream and the former WWE United Kingdom champion Tyler Bate. Dream with the lateral press for a 1 count. And Dream now utilizing his strength, but it's Bate utilizing his agility and his athleticism. A standing switch by Dream, and it's been a marvel to watch these two young standouts match skills and wits.
Velveteen Dream toying around.
Bates had the technical advantage thus far in the match, and understandably so with that British background.
Oh, but there's the power advantage of Velveteen Dream, enhanced by the fact that Bates' momentum did not help him in the least there. And now Dream just driving these short knees into the kidney of Tyler Bate. Ow, backbreaker by the Velveteen Dream. Lateral press, hooks a leg, and Bate escapes.
Dream clearly focusing on a body part, that injured back.
And you have to wonder where Tyler Bate is mentally. Again, having an outstanding 2017, but 2018 hasn't gotten off to the best start. And now, Velveteen Dream toying with him. Dream nails the elbow drop, lackadaisical cover. You're not going to beat a guy with Tyler Bates' pedigree that way.
Bate was always going to slip out the back door.
The amount of pressure put on the lower back of Tyler Bate.
Nigel, you can tell Velveteen Dream has obviously done his homework, knows who he's in the ring with. A guy who is a Mensa member of sports entertainment IQ, and yet Dream wants to prove he can hang and maybe even be better than the likes of Tyler Bate.
Absolutely, he's doing a good job here. Again, focusing on that back. When he's got an injured body part, he stays on it.
Dream wants Tyler Bate like he wants everyone else on the NXT roster. He wants you to feel the experience.
Diving double axe handle to the small of the back by Velveteen Dream. The cover shoulders are down, and yet Tyler Bate able to escape. Modified camel clutch here by Velveteen Dream.
And Dream really is in fantastic shape. You can see there that deltoid development, shoulders like boulders.
Well, you have to say the same thing about Tyler Bate to withstand that kind of pressure. The amount of training, now the strength. And Velveteen Dream able to thwart that attempt by Tyler Bate, but Tyler Bate.
Headbutt from Bate and the European uppercut as well. You see on his trunks there, British strong style.
Yeah, Bate not intimidated in the least by the size advantage of the Velveteen Dream. Tyler Bate with a running uppercut in the corner.
He's got to keep it going. Ooh.
And that knee just grazed Velveteen Dream. Oh, floor suplex. What strength by Tyler Bate. Covered.
Great leverage from Bate. Like I said before, that low center of gravity meant he's able to suplex guys much bigger than himself.
We anticipated a terrific matchup. These two are delivering as advertised, and now Tyler Bate delivering one of his patented airplane spins.
Whoa.
Oh, but Velveteen Dream able to stop him.
That's a first. I've never seen anybody fight out of that.
Oh, and Bate runs right into the boot of the Velveteen Dream. Oh! Covered by Bate. Oh! Hooked both legs for a 2.5 count.
Bate using the top rope for leverage there. Great inspiration. This young man from Dudley now.
You can see it all over Tyler Bates' face. He's thinking, what's next?
Absolutely.
These two young NXT superstars needing to adjust and adapt on the fly.
This could be it.
Bate
He's
looking
hooked
for
him
the Tyler Driver, 97 back body drop, countered by Velveteen Dream. And Velveteen Dream managing to stay one step ahead of Tyler Bate. Both of them collecting valuable experience, and both of them wanting to move up the ranks here in NXT. A European uppercut by Bate. Buster by the Velveteen Dream.
Can't waste those precious seconds. Get that cover.
Arm draped over a supine Bate, who's able to lift that right shoulder.
If Dream could have got his full body weight across the chest of Tyler Bate and maybe hooked the leg, he might have got the win there.
That's a great call, Percy, but Velveteen Dream just expended too much energy hitting this boom spine buster to be able to get any more body weight into the following pinfall attempt.
And both of them showing the effects of what has been a fast-paced confrontation. Velveteen Dream delivers a forearm shiver to the side of Tyler Bates' face. He responds in kind. Not as much behind these strikes. Both of them taxing their proverbial gas tanks. European uppercut by Bate. He completes the hat trick. Goes for a 4th straight European uppercut.
Oh!
And there was a collision. And Tyler Bate in trouble.
Tyler Bate trying to shake that off. Dream isn't moving.
Let's take another look at that. Bate going to the corner, turns around. Oh!
Velveteen Dream desperately ascending to the top turnbuckle.
Oh my goodness!
What height on that drop kick by Tyler Bate.
Now if Bate can follow up quickly with a superplex, this could be the victory for this young man.
Velveteen Dream attacking the body, strafing him with right hands. Bate all the way to the top turnbuckle. And he gets his egg scrambled by Velveteen Dream. Dream all the way to the top rope.
Oh boy, here we go.
The purple Rainmaker hits the spot. And Velveteen Dream vanquishes Tyler Bate.
Here's your winner, the Velveteen Dream.
Velveteen Dream continuing to rack those wins up one after another.
Meanwhile, Tyler Bates' losing streak gets extended, and you wonder what this loss will do to him mentally, but for the Velveteen Dream, he continues to rack up the names and rack up acclaim in NXT.
This is how he did it. Here it is. It looked as though Bate was going to try for the superplex, but instead, crutching himself, and here off the top, look at the precision of this elbow drop. Wham! Right underneath the jaw of Tyler Bate. Different angle.
One more time, look at this. X marks the spot. Elbow right to the sternum of Tyler Bate.
Purple Rainmaker and Velveteen Dream continues to make it rain victories as he continues to scale the NXT mountain.
Another big win for the Velveteen Dream, but the Pirate Princess Kairi Sane also looks to come up big when she faces the woman who continues to terrorize the NXT's women's division, and that's Shayna Baszler, and that match is tonight. But first, Paul Ellering and the Authors of Pain have a few thoughts about the recently announced Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic.
The authors of pain became immortalized in last year's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. This year, there are a lot of teams with stars in their eyes. But for us, this represents the road back to the NXT Tag Team titles, an undisputed era.
Na inamodrzykszą ten NXT. With Extreme, we'll take back what's ours. All you teams will suffer. Asi kale-kale kutange sara ko sadaya. War is our peace.
Well, coming up next, the winner of the Future Star of NXT Award, Brazilian bomber Cezar Bononi, will look to live up to the name of the award with what would be the biggest win of his career against the Panama City Playboy. Next.
NXT is coming to you from Atlanta. NXT recently bid adieu to a major player. The venerated Johnny Gargano is no longer a member of the NXT roster. General Manager William Regal made it official earlier this week.
Johnny, here's your letter of termination. I'll sign it. Once you've signed it, you no longer work for NXT. You will have to fulfill any commitments that you had prior. Media appearances, live events, but you should be finished up within the next few weeks.
Hey, Johnny. I just want to admit to you face to face and from the bottom of my heart that I made a mistake. We've known each other for over 10 years, and the last thing I'd want to do is make the count that ends your NXT career. I know you might not be willing to accept this, but I just want to tell you, Johnny and Mr. Regal, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Drake.
Sorry, Johnny.
While I do my best to remain impartial when calling NXT matches, that was tough to watch. The NXT broadcast team wishes Johnny Gargano all the best in his future endeavors. The two individuals responsible for Johnny Wrestling's demise are NXT champion Andrade and his fiery business manager Zelina Vega. And say what you will about the champion, but Almas went 4-0 against Gargano, solidifying his standing as numero uno in NXT. The champ is here later tonight.
Contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Sao Paulo, Brazil, weighing in at 250 pounds, Cezar Bononi.
Now, fellas, this is a guy the coaches have been really high on, have been really praising. This is a man who's starting to realize his full potential. This is a dangerous man.
Hey, let's not forget, this guy holds a victory over current NXT champion Andrade Almas.
Representing the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole!
They travel in a pack just like rats. They are the Undisputed Era, and Adam Cole must take down the walking Sequoia. Bononi in this matchup, as talented as they come and as sneaky.
Oh, without a doubt. Hey, question for you. You think he brought his boys women out here for moral support? I don't think so.
What are you suggesting, Percy?
I think he brought Fish and O'Reilly out here as a little bit of an insurance policy.
It's a moral support. Wherever Adam Cole goes, Fish and O'Reilly are sure to follow.
Undisputed Era still licking their, well, mental and physical wounds involved in that 6-man Tornado Rules match, falling to Sanity. What an opportunity here for Cezar Bononi to knock off one of NXT's best in-ring technicians.
Let's look at this height advantage, the reach advantage of Cezar Bononi.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second, Cezar, okay? Just relax for a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, do you realize who I'm in the ring with right now? Guys, this is the NXT 2017 Future Star of the Year. Guys, that's a big deal. I want everyone to give Cezar a really big round of applause. Now I need you to listen to me, okay? There's only one place that the Future Star of the Year belongs, and that place is in the Undisputed Era.
Oh, wow. Well, remember what happened when Bononi's fellow Brazilian Tainara Conchi was asked to join. Wow.
I don't know about this.
While Bononi was contemplating his future, Adam Cole went on the attack, showing again that it was all a ruse, and this is what makes such a force.
Bononi took too long.
Oh! And
That's what I'm talking
Adam
about.
Cole took too long singing his own praises, and Bononi trying to wipe out all of Undisputed Era.
I'm almost not surprised Adam Cole tried to set up Cezar Bononi.
Bononi goes for the cover for only a 1 count. They are bringing out the beast in the big Brazilian. Robert Michinoku driver by Bononi.
It's a big win for Cezar.
Oh. Cole's got to get to the outside, or this could be a huge upset.
Can you imagine if Cezar knocked off Adam Cole?
The NXT Tag Team Champions don't want any part of Bononi. Walks right into the super kick by Cole.
Just a distraction by the rest of his crew, by the rest of the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole knew what he was doing.
Oh! A knee to the back of Bononi's neck. And Cole crushes the NXT Future Award
Here's
winner.
your winner, Adam Cole.
Come on, man, come on.
Well, you've got to say that Bononi's immediate future not looking too bright as he's being beaten down by Cole.
Only the best and only the undisputed.
Only the best get to join the Undisputed Era. Let's take a look here. Bononi had the opportunity, but he took too long. The right hand.
The sucker punch. Call it what it was.
Celebrating a little too long. Cezar was able to turn things around for just a brief moment. But Adam Cole, check this out right here. Big knee to the back of the neck. And that was all she wrote for Cezar Bononi.
You're either with them or you are not a part of the Undisputed Era.
There's no disputing the fact that there is no love lost between Kairi Sane and Shayna Baszler. We are moments away from the much-anticipated rematch in a rivalry that saw its genesis in the inaugural Mae Young Classic.
Kairi Sane with the insane elbow. The littlest dog in the fight has beaten Shayna Baszler to win the first ever Mae Young Classic.
NXT Kairi Sane is here.
And this Japanese dynamo defeated Shayna Baszler in the finals to win the Mae Young Classic.
She really has captured the hearts of the WWE Universe. Known as Onna Kaizoku, the female pirate, continues her odyssey here towards the NXT Women's Championship.
Bon voyage.
Kairi Sane has her eye on Ember Moon. What the? Oh, Shayna Baszler, who lost to Kairi Sane in the final of the Mae Young Classic.
She hasn't forgotten that loss.
Kairi Sane is out. Shayna Baszler, the queen of spades, decorated mixed martial artist.
Top 10 in the world. She is dangerous, malicious, calculating.
We have some people in the ring trying to learn submissions. Let me put it on you so you know what it feels like.
Okay, Shayna, that's it. Shayna, she's tapping. Shayna. Shayna, leave her alone. Leave her go, Shayna. She's not.
It only took 1 month to become the most feared woman that NXT's ever seen. You don't believe me? Go ask Dakota Kai.
Oh my God!
Go ask Aaliyah.
What the hell is she doing?
Go ask Ember.
Oh my God, Shayna Baszler from behind! Come on! Enough is enough!
Everybody knows that if you get in the ring with me, you have 3 choices. Tap, nap, or snap.
Oh, into the steel post shoulder first! What the hell is wrong with Shayna Baszler? Come on! Oh, here comes Kairi Sane! Kairi Sane with unfinished business with Baszler! The winner of the Mae Young Classic, taking it to the runner-up! Whoa! The spear! Kairi Sane having enough of Baszler. The Pirate Princess, the Queen of Spades, things are heating up in the NXT Women's Division.
On this very special edition of one of the greatest shows ever made, we should do an interview with people of specifically who's gonna win the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic this year.
Man, you ain't never lied. That's a great idea.
Matter of fact,
let's do that. Sir, son. Hey, man, what's your name?
I'm Pete from Alabama.
As you know, the Dusty Rhodes Classic tournament is coming up. And who is your pick to win?
I'm gonna have to go with the Street Profits.
Oh, man!
How you doing, man? Yo, Montez Ford from NXT. How are you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm Darnell Washington.
Oh, Darnell Washington. Mr. Washington.
Oh, yeah. Well, as you know, Darnell Washington, he's watched NXT a lot, and he has to go with those Street Profits.
Ah! Everyone knows the truth, but the Street Profits are always the answer.
Well, 2018, fellas, is all about the Street Profits, and you know what they about. They trying to bring the gold to the streets.
The streets are buzzing with the news that NXT is getting more cowbell with the return of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. The Street Profits, by the way, drew heavy machinery in the first round, while the first match of the 8-team single elimination tournament is a rematch of the 2016 final won by Authors of Pain. Can AOP repeat, or will TM61 be able to exorcise their demons? Remember, the team that wins the 2018 Dusty Rhodes Classic will also earn an opportunity at the NXT Tag Team Championship at NXT TakeOver New Orleans WrestleMania weekend. Kairi Sane, the inaugural Mae Young Classic winner, wants to become NXT Women's Champion, but she has unfinished business with her arch rival, Shayna Baszler.
The following contest is a women's division match scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Yamaguchi, Japan, she is the winner of the Mae Young Classic, Kairi Sane.
And guys, Sane had seen enough of Shayna Baszler's reign of terror when Baszler continued to brutalize Ember Moon in their last title match. Sane said enough is enough, and she wanted to deliver some comeuppance to the Queen of Spades.
Well, I think Ember Moon may owe Kairi Sane one, because the Queen of Spades had Ember in a bad spot, had her arm locked in the guardrail over here, and it could have been bad. But Kairi Sane was tired of it too, just like Ember Moon.
Well, and of course you've got to remember the Queen of Spades also used that Kirifuda clutch on Kairi Sane, taking her out of action for a number of weeks.
That's how Shayna Baszler made her ostentatious NXT TV debut.
The incredible, sweet, and emotive Sane is looking for retribution here tonight.
And here comes the intimidating submission magician, Shayna Baszler. All about tap, nap, or snap.
And her opponent from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Shayna Baszler.
And Percy, how much does it bother Shayna Baszler that it was Kairi Sane who kept her from making history at the Mae Young Classic?
You got to think that's in the back of her mind all the time, but I think she's going to try to have a point to prove and try to exploit and try to harm Kairi Sane here tonight.
She certainly does like to hurt people. We've seen it time and time again. She feels perhaps a lot of the women here in NXT don't have the same pedigree that she has. Of course, trained by UFC champion Josh Barnett, catch wrestling legend Billy Robinson as well.
Fellas, we got us a nice rematch here at the finals of the Mae Young Classic.
Baszler's also shared the cage with UFC champion Chris Cyborg. Of course, Ronda Rousey now a member of the WWE roster, and Baszler already just wanting to intimidate, wanting to bully Sane, and Sane's not having any of it. Sane displaying that Bushido spirit early, the way of the warrior. A diminutive warrior who just got flattened by Baszler. And you know that, oh! Great move by Baszler to stop the high-flying Sane in her tracks. Nice reversal by the Pirate Princess.
Nice way out of the front face, look. There's no way you're going to keep Baszler in that.
Good grappling exchange, but it culminates with Baszler employing the side headlock.
Yeah, not a good strategy for the Pirate Princess, or Onokaizoku, Japanese for the Pirate Princess. She's going to have to go to her high-risk maneuvers to get the advantage here against Baszler.
Just a determined, tenacious Kairi Sane drives Baszler into the corner.
Come on.
Tip up. Sane doing a good job of utilizing her speed advantage, and now she's on the top turnbuckle. Oh. Leaps right over Baszler, comes off the rope.
Oh.
And rolls Baszler up for a 2 count.
Baszler.
Here we go.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, Baszler's not forgetting how that went down, how the finals went down.
Oh.
At the Mae Young Classic, she's going to try to light.
Oh, and she just
Kairi
lit
Sane's
up
world
Sane with that knee strike. Could it be enough? A brutal onslaught from one of the most brutal superstars in NXT, Shayna Baszler.
Everyone loves to hear a funny story.
Back in the day they had a hair club for men.
a crazy story.
And we lived on the 16th floor. Get a dozen eggs, and I would launch those eggs all the way across the street.
And even a gross story.
I don't think I've ever thrown up that much to this day in my entire life.
See the craziest stories from your favorite WWE superstars come to life in WWE Storytime.
Andre falling asleep in the ring.
I mean, I was like, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done?
It's the season finale of WWE Storytime. Watch anytime, on demand, only on WWE Network.
Shayna Baszler against Kairi Sane, a rematch of the Mae Young Classic. Oh, and it's Shayna Baszler working on that left arm like she did against the NXT Women's Champion Ember Moon. She picks the spot and continues to diligently work on it.
Kairi Sane's got to try to do something. She's got to find a way to go on the offensive.
Oh, back first hard into the turnbuckle. Running high knee by Shayna Baszler. And she drops Kairi Sane hard onto the canvas and a kick to the back. And Sane able to escape, but how much more of this barrage, this ferocious assault can Kairi Sane endure?
Baszler is just ragdogging Sane, now has that double wrist lock.
Ooh. Look at how she's got that left arm and wrist bent to Kairi Sane.
Listen to the screams of anguish. Sane with the roll-up on Baszler. She wanted to surprise her just like Moon did at NXT TakeOver Philadelphia.
I think that's the only way that Sane's going to win this match, is with a surprise, because again, Baszler's been dominating in this
Sane's
match.
not going to give up, however, and avoids that by Baszler. You know, Kairi Sane survived the dojos of Japan, and Nigel, you know very well, if you are able to survive those dojos, you're double tough. I think that's why she's not intimidated by Baszler.
Well, absolutely everybody who makes it in Japan, they go for a baptism of fire.
Interceptor! The spear by Sane! And that will buy her precious time as her whole body is racked in pain, courtesy of Shayna Baszler.
Now from out of nowhere, interceptor spear.
Kairi's got to find a way to capitalize right here. This is the space she's been looking for.
Sane battling through the pain.
Sane's registering her second win, the Pirate Princess with the sliding D.
That's usually the setup to this.
Shayna Baszler up on her feet. Flying kabuki elbow by Sane, goes for the back press. And Baszler just able to escape, but Kairi Sane remarkably turning around this match and now bringing it to Shayna Baszler. And Sane has the psychological edge, knowing she's already beaten Baszler. Baszler now with the counter. Whoa. Looking for the suplex. Oh, spinning back fist.
Oh, and down goes Baszler in a dangerous position as well.
Wow, did she clock Baszler with that spinning back fist? And yet Baszler bounces to her feet. Roundhouse kick to the head. Right into the Kirifuda clutch.
Kirifuda driver.
Kairi's got a tap.
And Sane is forced to tap as Baszler able to submit the Pirate Princess.
Your winner by submission, Shayna Baszler.
Well, Shayna Baszler is showing the innovation she's capable of there. That Kirifuda driver, as she likes to call it. From the suplex, dropping her opponent right down into the Kirifuda clutch.
She wanted to punish. She wanted to punish Kairi Sane. She held that Kirifuda clutch on there for a couple extra seconds after the tap.
Oh, this is a great start. Somehow, out of nowhere, that interceptor spear getting the advantage for Kairi Sane.
Take a look at Kairi Sane, full speed ahead, diving into Shayna Baszler.
And then off the top, a strong forearm.
The flying kabuki elbow almost was enough.
But unfortunately, when she tried to go up for the big elbow, Baszler would cut her off at the pass. And she knew exactly what she had in mind here, holding her opponent up and dropping her perfectly for the Kirifuda clutch.
There was nothing Kairi Sane could do at that point except tap out.
Shayna Baszler proving to be clutch in the rematch with Kairi Sane as she evens the score.
Ember Moon wanted to call me out. They call me a coward. She's a coward, and I'm calling her out. She's a coward. She will not get back in the ring with me. She knows if she gets in the ring, I'm either leaving with her title or I'm leaving with a limb.
Wow. Strong words from Shayna Baszler, and I think unfortunately for Ember Moon, they may be true words as well, because I think Shayna Baszler can back them up.
She said that she's either leaving with Ember Moon's title or a limb.
Andrade Cien Almas is intent on being a dominant NXT champion, just as Johnny Gargano, who lost his job at the hands of El Idolo. The champ is here. Next.
We need ourselves a new cruiserweight champion, don't we? A 16-man single elimination tournament. And it's gonna culminate at WrestleMania.
Who wants to be champion more?
This all about the opportunity to call yourself champion.
And the NXT champion, Andrade Cien.
Two of the brightest smiles in NXT belong to the NXT champion Andrade Cien Almas and his business associate Zelina Vega. And why not, guys? They have to be on cloud 9 after he went 4-0 against Johnny Gargano, and the man who was responsible for jettisoning Johnny Wrestling from NXT.
I mean, how could they not smile? I mean, this man pretty much came from obscurity in 2017, and look where he is now, on top of the mountain here at NXT.
It wasn't just Almas and Vega. I would dare say Tommaso Ciampa had a hand in it as well. Well, the thick and feisty Almas has got to be on top of the world. How do you say that in Spanish, Moro?
Yes, Crazy, a third-generation luchador, one of the hottest attractions in Mexico, and now sitting atop NXT.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the greatest champion in NXT history, Andrade Cien Almas. Or as I like to call him, Mr. 4-0. You all thought that Johnny was gonna win. Johnny thought he was gonna win. He brought his family, his friends, his wife, only to watch him lose. Not just once, not twice, not even 3 times, but 4 times. Wait, hold on. What do they call that in baseball? A clean sweep. You know, that's exactly what it was, yeah. You know, Johnny, you talk about earning their respect. Who cares about their respect? Who cares? You know what Andrade earned? Money, fame, power. And unlike most women, I don't feed off of my man's success. I create it. And that's why you're still looking at the NXT champion, Andrade Cien Almas.
Johnny Gargano, wait to be champion. He coming at me again, and again, and again, and again, and lost. Because he'll hear, like everyone in NXT, that I am el ídolo. Johnny talk about becoming Johnny wrestling again. Oh. So, and make him Johnny jobless.
So, if they call him Johnny Wrestling, what do they call you?
Muñeca. They call me the NXT champion! Champion!
El Convivio, El Idolo, Andrade Cien Almas, and yes, while we must sing the praises of the NXT champion, let's not forget who else played a role in the demise of Johnny Gargano's NXT career.
Yeah, Mauro, that person you're referring to is Johnny Gargano's ex-tag team partner, Tommaso Ciampa. And speaking of tag teams, we're kicking off the first round of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic with the same teams that were in the finals of the last tournament. It's the mighty TM61. They square up against the Office of Pain in round 1 next week.
The power couple in NXT, business associates, and business is... I was gonna say business is good, but here comes Aleister Black.
It looks like business is about to pick up.
Black said the devil on his back is the NXT Championship. He's on a path to Andrade Cien Almas. Oh, wow. Oh, boy. It's the beast of Belfast, Killian Dane. Remember, he told Aleister Black that the path to the NXT Championship must go through this gigantic member of Sanity. Oh, and it's on between Black and Dane.
Oh, look at this.
Meanwhile, NXT champion Andrade Cien Almas, he has to feel pretty good about what's transpiring.
Black went for it.
Oh, the divide, the running crossbody by Dane.
Dane just turned into a roadblock for Aleister Black.
Not anymore.
Will Killian Dane proved to be the ultimate roadblock for Aleister Black on his path to the NXT Championship?